Currently in our area, 76 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, thunderstorms likely. High 92. Chance of rain 70%. Tonight, partly cloudy. Monday, partly cloudy skies. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 89. Here's our 7-day outlook.
You're looking live at Grand Isle, Louisiana. Part of Louisiana probably taking it on the chin right now as the center of powerful Category 4 Hurricane Ida continues to move onshore. Landfall is probably within the next, say, 60 to 90 minutes, which means we are going through the worst of it right now. As bad as it is, it could actually get a little worse before that center comes past the area and the weather slowly starts to improve on the backside. Only bright spot, it's still moving around 15 miles per hour. It's not going to hopefully stall anytime soon. Welcome back to Weekend Recharge. I'm meteorologist Paul Goodlow live right above Bourbon Street here in New Orleans. And we too will see some pretty strong impacts. Winds have been gusting in that tropical storm force range well over 5 hours so far this morning, and winds will be increasing. Let's take a live look about, say, 65, 70 miles to the northeast of where I'm standing, Gulfport, Mississippi. And today, by the way, the anniversary of Hurricane Katrina wiping out and changing the landscape of Gulfport and much of coastal Mississippi forever here. And we have been dealing with a pretty decent water rise or a storm surge across the coast of Mississippi, and they're even further away from the center of Ida than we are here in New Orleans. So it doesn't mean that you're that far away, you're not going to have impacts. That part of the Mississippi coast is very surge prone, especially with onshore push that Ida is bringing of the Gulf of Mexico waters. We have team coverage covering the landfall of Hurricane Ida today. I want to bring my colleague Stephanie Abrams. She's in Morgan City. And Steph, looking at the latest track here in New Orleans, we're about, say, 30, 35 miles. We'll be on the east side of the center. In Morgan City, you're about 30, 35 miles. Going to be on the west side of that center line.
Exactly. So if this thing goes right through Homa, Homa is almost due east of us, about 30 miles. And then New Orleans is about, from right where we are to city center, about 90 miles. So this thing could split the difference between me and Paul right now. And here in Morgan City, yesterday we were showing you the Atchafalaya River, and it was still. We're starting to get a little bit of chop here for us. We're expecting this to go up here in Morgan City. We could be around that 6-foot height. Of course, the wall is closed. Surge won't be an issue, but flooding rain, that is certainly a problem. And then if we get that eye wall, wind will be a major, major issue. So what should you be doing now? If you live in Baton Rouge, White Castle, Prairieville, Donaldsonville, Gonzales, going to Mississippi, do you live in Hammond? Do you live in Jackson? Do you live in Macomb, Mississippi? I-55, that corridor, what do you need to do right now? I would say fill your tub. You will need that if you can no longer flush your toilets. If there's issues with water, you just use a bucket. Turn down your fridge and then try not to open it as much as you can. Cook food that will go to waste, and also just cook food so you have food. You want to move away from the windows when you're getting the height of the storm. Debris can break through those. Do laundry. Do laundry now so you have all fresh, clean clothes, sheets, towels. These are things you can do as the storm is still maybe several hours away from you. All your important documents, put them in Ziploc bags. Back up your computer. Back up your phone to the cloud. Do those types of things, and then put your external hard drive in a Ziploc bag. Know where it is, and then, of course, you want to know where your flashlights are and your backup batteries. You don't want to be digging through the dark trying to find that stuff. Dr. Postel, no candles. No candles. That starts more house fires than does good.
Steph, you're exactly right about that. Thank you very much. You know, we're looking at the satellite pictures, as you were talking about earlier, and we're probably within 45 minutes of landfall. Very, very impressive pictures here showing you the center of circulation in that sort of relative clear spot. That's the center of the eye, and right around it is the worst of all the weather, about ready to move into Grand Island. That would be the eye wall, where right now the winds in Grand Isle are gusting to almost 80 miles per hour, sustained at 60, but they're going to go way up once that eye wall, which is this ring of ferocious thunderstorms. Once that comes in, the winds will likely gust over 100 miles per hour there. And there's also a couple of other concentric rings here suggesting that there are maybe certainly more than one eye wall, and that makes the impact spread even farther than earlier perhaps anticipated, with now sort of this secondary eye wall bringing in some very destructive winds potentially through southern Louisiana right now. 15 miles away or so is where the center of circulation is, probably a little less than that now, and meaning landfall within the next 45 minutes, I think. So what we've got here is some pretty bad weather in western Florida as well. Some of these outer bands are bringing in gusty winds over 50 miles per hour, and indeed the threat of tornadoes. Elsewhere, we're starting to see the wind increase in New Orleans. Biloxi, right now, there's a bit of a moat, a region where the weather's not that bad in Biloxi, but it will get worse later on today. I'm going to leave you with this before I get more to the forecast coming up at the top of the hour. You're going to want to tune in for that. But over the past 12 hours, we've seen a remarkable drop in the pressure as Hurricane Ida approached landfall. Last night at 1 o'clock, it was about 970 millibars. We lost almost 40 millibars in about 9 hours. It's been a long time, if ever, if I've seen that kind of pressure drop.